everybody. Good morning. Get the little thing going here. Oh my gosh, it's just not working this morning. Okay, have to do that again. That's so I can see the comments. So, hey, it's happy Tuesday, everybody. And we're going to start with, we're going to do a couple things here. And we're going to start with this because you've seen me do this before. So we're just going to make a salsa, and with these beautiful fresh tomatoes from the garden. And then we're going to do a stuffed mushroom dish. So yeah, so that's the plan for today. I'm just going to cut this out. Some of my garden tomatoes had a little blemish on them. I left them a little bit too long from the, you know, trying to keep things out there to the very last minute. Maybe I should cut these up a little bit smaller. Makes it a little easier to grind when I'm sitting down. Hey, hi, good morning, Jane. We're going to do a fermented salsa. Again, I know I hate to bore you guys, but I'm also going to throw in a new recipe of stuffed mushrooms. So that's going to be really fun. So just getting the tomatoes here. And so what we're also going to do is we're going to talk about the new fermenting lids that I have. And they're pretty special, so let's just get this going here and then I'll tell you about them. In the meantime, I know salsa, well, it's encouraging. Even if you've seen a similar video before, it's a good reminder to always have some fresh salsa on hand because, especially fermented. See, these are really cool tomatoes. I'm going to have to save these seeds. They're kind of like... I don't know what they are. I planted several kinds this year, and so they're kind of like sort of brown. I don't know. I don't know. The flavor's pretty good, you know. It's just they're kind of funny looking. But anyways, yeah. So the salsa and the fermenting is just so important for your immune system. Helps with creating the friendly bacteria in your intestine. You need to have that good gut biome, you know, that good bacteria in the I'm just thinking I put way too many tomatoes in here. You have to have that good bacteria in there because to help your immune system to be really, really strong, and especially now. And you know what? They are actually saying now that I realized that I forgot to bring my big bowl over here, but I think we can make do. Anyway, always forget something. Anyway, with the gut biome, yeah. So they're saying that now. I can't remember where I saw it, but it was something about with the COVID that your immune system is really key to everything, and we all knew that. I think that you know, I think maybe perhaps people don't really realize how to do that, you know, or you know, for some people, they don't even know what their immune system really is and how it works. And so anyways, yeah, getting your immune system healthy is like the key to avoiding any illness, really, you know, as much as you possibly can. So the fermented foods, I mean, not only that, using fermented foods helps with your brain health. It produces antioxidants, so that helps with getting rid of free radicals. You know, can I just put that in? That one's a little mushy. It detoxifies the liver. Oh my gosh. It boosts your energy, your whole metabolism, everything. It's really, really amazing what the probiotics do. And when you use fermentation for it, you're getting an extra boost because you're actually getting the food, which has been amplified through the fermentation process. Okay, I'm going to put some garlic in here too, and then we're going to see, I may have this overstuffed, so it might look it might look like I'm struggling. Well, not too bad, because they're all mushy tomatoes, so it's not too bad. And I don't know why this thing has a, this one, I have two of these, and this one has a spout, and it likes to spit out of the spout. That's not going to fit. Does this one fit? A little. Kind of, sort of. I don't know. No, it doesn't. Okay, we're just going to set this right here and try not to knock anything over. Okay, it's going to spit out a bit, and I don't seem to have anything that fits under there at my fingertips, so we're just going to go slower. We always have so much fun at this Facebook Live because it often turns into a comedy show of me throwing things all over the place, not on purpose, but yeah, so okay, let me think about this. What I'm gonna do, I do have another dish here. Let's see. Okay. All right, something to catch the drips, because it's just gonna get really messy, and I need to get this done. So, all right, so that's okay. I got something that fits under there. So yeah, so for your tomatoes, you know, a lot of people think they are inflammatory. You know what, I'm gonna add, this is just too mushy. I usually add peppers with the tomatoes in here, and then it does make it harder to grind, you know. But, so I thought I would skip that this time, because sometimes it's a little embarrassing seeing me struggle, because my elbow grease isn't as strong as it used to be. That's the word I was looking for. And so I'm losing a little bit of elbow grease, and so I wasn't going to put these peppers in because they are harder to grind. But I can see now that the that the tomatoes are too mushy, which they're not catching in the blade, which is why it's a little less working a little less well than it used to, and that's not the right word. But anyways, okay, here we are. Happy Tuesday. I can't talk. That's okay. We all have those days. It's totally fine. Okay, so I'm going to add some more peppers. And so this is a good thing to have around, just, you know, like if you have some fairly healthy tortilla chips or whatever, and you know, somebody comes in looking for a snack in the middle of the day, instead of grabbing something less healthy, you know, whatever that might be, potato chips or crackers or, you know, whatever that is, if you have something like this sitting around, then it's easy for the person to have something that's healthier. And if you can get some organic tortilla chips, that's really helpful too. Okay, so let's give this a try and see if it'll catch those tomatoes. So the tomatoes, you know, some people are really sensitive to nightshades and they have a problem with tomatoes, but I've been doing a lot of work with the nutritionfacts.org, like a lot of research with them. This just is not grinding up. That is so bizarre. I haven't had this problem before. Okay, that's just really... I wonder if it's those garden tomatoes just don't want to... Okay, it's getting there. They just don't want to catch in the blades. And it's just so bizarre. And I am going to add some more peppers because it is helping. But, yeah, that's very strange. That they're yeah, I don't know. It's one of those days. That's okay. So anyway, all right. So back to the tomatoes. With nutritionfacts.org, it's an organization with Dr. Michael Greger, and he, hi everybody. Good morning. He gives a lot of his, from his books, all the profit from his books to charities. And so what he does is he researches around the world all the different foods and what they do and how people respond. And so there's actually, you know, data from research of people participating, or, you know, in how tomatoes affect people, right? Okay, so what he finds is that the tomatoes are actually anti-inflammatory. So he says they don't cause inflammation, and in fact are so anti-inflammatory that they did a study of I don't know how many hundreds of women, but found that tomatoes really help with menopause too. So there you go. So increase your tomato content. Hey, Manette, good morning. More people coming on. Okay, we're watching me being painfully slow trying to do my salsa here. And so I'm just going to really kind of stick with it. Yeah, very watery tomatoes. Interesting. I wonder if it was those kind of, oh, nice chunks in there. I wonder if it was those, these guys, the sort of, I don't know what they're called, the brown tomatoes, super juicy. So note to yourself that if you are going to try a new tomato for salsa, make a note of how juicy it is. Okay, we're going to add a little bit of ginger to the salsa. I'm going to cut that up and I'll just put it in there. A little bit of ginger. We're going to also put some cilantro in too, which is really, really wonderful to have. I don't want to try and yank this out, and I'm just going to take a little chunk here. So the cilantro is really, really good for detoxifying the body. It has all kinds of it removes heavy metals from the body. If you happen to be working in a job that has any kind of like hairstylist where you're breathing chemicals, or, you know, a lot of people get into environments where, you know, they're working with, I don't know, especially now, there's a lot of disinfectant going on, you know, so that has chemicals too. So anything like that, the cilantro actually detoxes the chemicals out of the body. And it, if you dry it and make it into a tea, you won't even taste it. So if you don't like cilantro, just dry it and make it into a tea, and you won't even know cilantro's in there. So far, if everybody's just come on, I'm being horribly slow here. We have tomatoes, we have red peppers, and we have, oh, I forgot the onion. And we're going to add a little bit of cayenne pepper to bring some heat into this. And I'll maybe set the lid here and chop up a little bit of onion. And where did that go? There we go. The tomatoes are flying everywhere. Okay, so yeah. So your tomatoes actually are anti-inflammatory. Now, of course, it depends. If you are super sensitive to nightshades, you may have to repair your intestinal system to be able to not get an inflammatory response. So if you are sensitive and you are having an inflammatory response to any foods, really the trick is to you know, work with fixing your digestive system, because just avoiding those foods isn't I mean, it's going to help to stop the inflammation and the symptoms, but it's not going to actually heal your body from being inflammatory, right? It'll stop the inflammation long enough to for you to not have a response, and that would create a very slow healing. But if you actually work with different herbs and foods to heal the body and to heal the mucous membranes, the intestinal membranes, and digestion, then you will heal much faster and actually can reverse the inflammatory response to those nightshades. Did that make sense? I kind of went around and around on that one. But anyways, I have explained that in detail before. If you want to look up the YouTubes on that, there's a YouTube on that. Okay, so, and we're going to add a little bit of You can add whatever you want as far as a sweetener. In this case, I really do like the, you can add maple syrup or whatever you want. In this case, I am going to add a little bit of a local honey to this. I better open the lid, it'll get all stuck on the sides. So we have our onions, we have garlic, we have tomatoes, red peppers, and I'm going to stick this right here. We have all that stuff. Cilantro. We have cilantro. Okay, let's give it another grind. All right. This is definitely making it harder to grind, and I am going to stand up. And so I look a little less struggly when I stand up and actually get a handle on it. You have to put that muscle into it. Actually, I should have done that to begin with, because it is much harder working up here rather than being able to stand up and put your weight into it. Are you guys bored yet? Okay, here we go. Does that look lovely or what? We have the wonderful salsa, and I am going to put it, I might as well put that in because that's beautiful. Organic, homegrown tomato juice, straight from the tomatoes. And without knocking everything over, I'm going to put that in there. Okay, wow, that is looking awesome. Oh gosh, okay, there we go. We'll just set this aside. Actually, you know what? I want to put this in a prettier bowl for you guys. There. Yeah, much easier to see the beauty, the absolute beauty of the tomatoes and the salsa in the white thing. Okay, we're going to grab a dish towel here, and I'm so distracted this morning, I'm not sure why. Anyways, okay, so what we're going to do here, we're going to put this into the fermentation jar because we do want to ferment the salsa. And believe it or not, when you ferment the salsa, like I did it in the summer and it was quite warm, and so I did it for 3 days. After 3 days, the bubbles were starting from the lactic acid and coming up in and starting the fermenting. And the flavor is just like, it just bursts. When it's fermented, the salsa just turns into the most amazing taste with the fermentation. So I'm really happy with these lids. These are, you can see here, these are the Easy Grip, it's Brillianti, and we did the tomatoes here last week, I think. I put the tomatoes in and put these lids on. I'm really happy with them. They actually have a date thing on them where you can put the date where you started your ferment so you know how many days. And they have a grip thing here to make it easy to open, so that, you know, and as you're losing your elbow grease when you get older like me, then you have something to actually grip on to open them. And so it really truly is quite the thing. It has the air release, like an airlock, so that as the bubbles come up, it could be released, and you can actually press on the little rubber thing here. It allows the air to release. And then if you do open them and check them, you can put this on. Actually, I might as well show you. But you can put that on to pull the air back out. So see how beautiful it is? Like, this tomato is sticking up, and absolutely no of the little SCOBY that often happens on a ferment. There is none of that. So I'm really happy with these. And then you just pull it out and take the air out, and then you put it back. So I'm pretty happy with this. We have the carrots as well that we're fermenting with the grape leaves, and so they're coming along too. You can see the little bubbles coming up. So I'm super happy with these lids. It seems to work really amazing. Haven't had any problem. And then you have the little vacuum sucker outer thing there, and I like that. And then our pineapple vinegar is coming along really well too. So pretty happy with that. So I am going to put this in and ferment it, but I want to watch. I just want to enjoy this with my eyes. Sometimes you know, it just makes you feel good when you look at beautiful food. Hey, Darlene, good morning. I'm just rambling on here. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do here, I kind of turned that on and then I turned it off. So it's looking a little dry there. Dry and empty and lonely. So the next thing we're going to do here is we are going to, I don't mind if we have a little bit of tomato juice on here. So we're just going to switch these guys over and put the, we're gonna be okay with all that. A little bit of a mess here. Okay, careful, careful. Me and my not so space. Okay, don't do that. I do tend to tip a lot of things. I just have to grab the. Okay, I'm gonna grab a little paper towel here, and we'll just put the paper towel down a bit, just so it doesn't get too messy. Cooking is always messy, but fun. Okay, we're gonna go like this. How's that? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do the stuffed mushrooms. And so actually I do have to cut onions, so I guess this is grabbing all the tomato juice here. We're having such a great comedy act today. Gotta love it when that happens. Okay, so we're going to cut up a few onions and or a few handfuls of onion, and get that going. And we are going to make the most beautiful stuffed mushrooms in a matter of minutes. So, okay, so yes, so I explained all about the benefits of the tomatoes being anti-inflammatory, good for menopause. The peppers have vitamin A, vitamin C, and again, it's if you don't have a allergy to nightshades. And cilantro, very cleansing and detoxifying, actually takes heavy metals out of the body that shouldn't be there. And so people that are going back to that, people that are very sensitive to smells and have allergies to, industrial smells and chemicals, well, not really industrial, but, like sensitivities to perfume and shampoos and all that kind of thing. I know quite a few people that are that sensitive. And so if they drink the cilantro tea, it will pull the anything present that is hanging around and causing you issues. It'll help to pull that out of the body too and make you less reactive to those kinds of things. So I really can't say enough about cilantro tea. If you are sensitive to those kinds of things, it really is beneficial to drink it. And like I said, oh my God, onions are just going everywhere. Like I said, it's actually, you don't even taste the cilantro when you dry the leaves. So definitely give that a try. Okay, so actually, you know what? We're going to get the garlic in here too. Okay, do that. So we're just going to stuff these mushrooms, super easy. I'm sure that you guys have a million recipes on stuffed mushrooms that's just like crazy easy. And yeah, I think it is one of these mornings for sure, darling. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so what we're going to do is actually use, we're going to use the same ingredients in the stuffed mushrooms as we are with the salsa. So that makes it, like I was saying before, a lot of times in my videos I'll say, make something and make extra of it and put it aside and you can use it with something else. Or last week we did one dish that actually became 3 different meals, or one meal that became 3 different dishes. And that was really handy because you made one thing and you could do 3 things with it. I'm just going to have a sip of my Vitality tea here. And yeah, speaking of the immune system, this is very slow. I should have started earlier. Okay, what we're going to do, we have onions and we have garlic and onions. We're going to add, we might as well add the salt and pepper and the flavoring. So we're going to have the flavoring, the spices, some cayenne, and because it's so good for blood, for circulation, good for, oh my God, helps with cold hands and feet. It helps with circulation. It helps with swelling. It helps the heart. Cayenne's very, very good for the heart. Where I am going to add a little bit of turmeric because we can, even though it will kind of turn things a little bit orange. I'm going to be okay with that because the turmeric is so good with the curcumin and it has all the anti-inflammatory properties. And whenever you use the turmeric, you always use the black pepper. I don't know. I feel like I've said this a million times, you guys. But it's really good to think about things like that because sometimes, this is the Celtic sea salt, sometimes, you know, when we get used to cooking something and we cook it over and over again, or, you know, I mean, we're all, pretty much all of us, cooking every single day. And so you tend to get into a routine of using the same things all the time. You know, so for instance, you could put the turmeric away and completely forget about it for like, could be a few weeks, even a couple months. And then all of a sudden you see something on Facebook like this and you're, oh yeah, turmeric, oh yeah. You know, I mean, speaking for myself, I do that. I do something that is super fantastic and then I, you know, kind of get out of that routine or I forget about it or I'm onto something else. And then I'll run across something, you know, whatever on Facebook or the internet. I'm like, oh yeah, I need to really reincorporate that back. Like maybe it's seaweeds, you know, mushrooms, some of the things that you don't use on a daily basis. It's really good to run across that again. And so anyway, that's my explanation for repeating myself so many times. So we're going to add, we're going to add this. This is the cutest little thing ever. It's the only eggplant that I grew, but I grew it. It's super cute. And so we're going to add some of him because I don't mind, oh, it's so cute. I don't mind a little bit of, isn't it adorable? I just can't get over it. I'm going to save part just so I can keep looking at it. Like I said, when you look at food that makes you happy, you know, it's just super cute. Okay, so I'm going to put these little tiny pieces of my homegrown eggplant in here. Also, that one has a little bit of a blemish on it, so we'll take that out, although it certainly wouldn't hurt anything. I'm going to chop it up fine. I mean, it'll pretty much disappear anyways, because eggplant tends to turn into mush, although we did work with that a couple weeks ago, and I had a fairly decent eggplant recipe, considering that I'm not, it's not something that I work with a lot, or much at all, actually. You can see the turmeric just totally turns out yellow, but that's okay. We don't care. It's good for you. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of carrot while we let that come down, and these are organic carrots. Of course, you guys know they have beta carotene, good for your eyes. And I'm just going to try and make it really fine here. And super fine little carrots. Add a little bit of beta carotene and a little bit of color. But what we're really going to do to make these super duper healthy is we are going to add some of the morning powders. Okay, so I did tell you guys about the morning powders that I take, and there are, you know, depending on your own immune system and what you need, you can make up your own morning powders. And actually, I have to say, I have a couple clients that are asking me to review their health concerns. That's a good word. Their concerns. And And so I'm going to make up specific morning powders for them. So the morning powders here, these are a mixture of powders that I take every single morning, and I add it to my greens. And it contains astragalus, ashwagandha, maca, ginseng, shatavari, olive leaf, moringa. Yeah, so this is what I put in every morning. And so this is really, really good. Of course, you would not, you can add this to hot water, and it would be fine, but it would be better if it was just lukewarm. So, did I say hi to Minik? Anyways, good morning, everybody. Yeah, so if you can add this to a recipe, it's really good to do that. And so as this, I'm just really wanting the onions to come down, to become a little bit more translucent, and get them cooked a bit. And then I'm going to turn this off and add those other things, such as the morning powders. So what I'll do is I will just slowly, at a slow heat, put these guys in, and grab my thing here. So the mushrooms have been washed, and these are, okay, oh, that's good. That's getting just right. I'm going to turn that off. Okay, so these guys have been washed. I got a little specks on them here. These are the imperfect ones, and you can get these, you know, it's a really good deal. Carefully remove the caps, or I mean the stems. It's a really good deal at No Frills. They're like naturally imperfect. So they're not completely round, and I did wash them. You have to be careful to not wash them too soon before you use them, because they'll tend to fall apart a little bit, or I mean get mushy. So we're just going to do these, and then what I'm going to do, so that I don't, so that I still save some of the nutrients or nutrition and medicine of the morning powders, just going to put these guys on for about an hour at a really low temperature, you know, like 300. Oh, probably not even an hour. But anyway, you just keep an eye on it. It depends on your oven. And I didn't realize a relative of mine got a new oven. I won't say who. And it's convection, which I know nothing about. And apparently the convection, let me think about this, it loses its heat when you open the door. That's what she said anyways. I know nothing about it. And so it's really, they weren't too happy with it because the heat didn't stay steady. So I don't know if that's normal or not, or I don't know if anybody has any suggestions on how to help her with that. Okay, I guess that's all we need. And oh, did I put garlic in there? I don't think I did. Okay, let's do that. And I don't mind if the garlic is a little raw, because it's even better for you. Gotta have some garlic in there. This guy cut up. Very fine, very fine. Everyone needs garlic. Antiviral, antifungal, anti-inflammatory, antibacterial. The best thing you can have in your arsenal for colds and flus. There are so many good things that we can do to support our immune systems and to have antivirals in our system. Okay, I'm just going to give that a little rub. Give it a little swirl. All right, so what I'm going to add to this is nutritional yeast, which is super good for you. Has B vitamins. When you buy it, make sure that it's fortified with B12 if you need your B12. It's got really good protein. And yeah, just I had such a beautiful cheesy flavor to it. Like, it adds the nice cheesiness. I will add just a tiny bit of water to this. Oh, the other thing I was going to add, it just fell over when I picked up the water. Okay, is and this is really good. This is dulse. So it's a type of seaweed, but it's actually a very mild seaweed, and it has a fantastic flavor. Like, they actually sell this. These are just the little granules. They sell this like as dulse chips. I won't put too much in. And so you can actually eat them like potato chips, and they're pretty good. So we're going to do this. Maybe add a little bit more water, get that in. And the other thing I'm going to add here, I dehydrated, and I know you guys think I'm crazy, but there's so much nutrition in the tops of the plants. There's different vitamins, different minerals in your turnip tops, your radish tops, and I have here dehydrated carrot tops. So the carrot tops, you can put parsley if you want, but the carrot tops also have additional vitamins and minerals because they pull different parts of, like different nutrients and minerals and trace minerals than the actual carrot. So seeing that adds it, makes it look really speckly and pretty. And I think I will add a little bit more nutritional yeast to this. And then the other thing we're going to do is we're going to top it off with, whoops, I'm throwing them around here. We're going to top it off with some of the Earth Island Parmesan, and I don't know if that's quite cool enough. I am going to add a little bit of the salsa to it. So that's the other thing. You make a couple dishes, and then you use one of the dishes to enhance the other dishes. So just going to add a little bit of this and zip this up. Of course, that's going to make it taste amazing. Okay. So much fun to mix things up. Okay. I don't want it to taste too much like salsa. I just want a little bit of the beautiful color and just a little hint of people saying, what is that? What's in that? Okay, so now it's cool enough for me to add my morning powders. And so the morning powders here, and it all depends what you put into the morning powders, as much as, like as far as how much you can add. The astragalus you won't taste at all in any kind of a, anything. You know, it's got a very mild flavor, but your ashwagandha is quite bitter. So you want to watch your ratios of bitter herbs with the not bitter herbs. So anyway, you'll figure that out when you work with it, or I can help you with that. Okay, so we've got our morning powders in here, and so we're going to attempt. Maybe I should get a little bit of a higher chair so I can actually see what I'm doing. You think? Okay. All right. So let's just do this. I can do it without seeing. Okay, we're going to put this in here. And then, like I said, we're just going to put it in the oven on a fairly low heat. And it's going to be amazing once it gets all the beautiful mushroom juices in there. You could do this, and these are just regular little, you know, regular mushrooms, but you could do this with portobellos would be really, really good. And thanks, Darlene. Oh my gosh. I just come up with whatever I have, and I just keep adding things to it. Oh, that's falling over. Now see, you almost need, oh, there I can see it. You need some red on here so that it looks pretty. Okay, so I might even add a little bit of salsa on the very top. Okay, and then when these guys soften up and cook down, then they're going to, you know, I mean, you're going to kind of be scraping the juices in the bottom into the whole thing anyway. So, you know, because it looks like there's not a lot of stuffing, but there is going to be, they're going to be perfect. Now that I've made my mask, okay, that needs a little red. That needs some red. So, and it's nice when you can have fun being decorative and and creative when you cook, right? So it kind of makes you feel good when it looks good. Okay. All right, I guess I can quit fooling around with this. Grab this spoon. Okay. So now, I'm just thinking that it would look really pretty if I just add just a little bit more salsa. And so, see how much fun it can be, just, you know, having fun with it, being creative. It's almost like you go into a little bit of a meditation when you concentrate. Like I know on this Facebook Live, I'm fairly scattered because I'm trying to think and cook and talk and be aware of what's happening with comments. And I'm not that great of a multitasker. So, but really when you get into this, oh, that's too big of an onion. That's not going to look nice. Okay. Yeah. Okay. When you really get into it and you just start having fun playing with the food, you know, it's just so rewarding. So there we go. We have the beautiful stuffed mushrooms. We have the fantastic salsa, which we are going to ferment in our jar and use our fancy new easy grip lids. And that's it for today. So we'll see you guys tomorrow morning. And have a really good day. I look forward to hearing from you in the comments and seeing what you guys want me to try next. And yeah, have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow at 11. Check out my Instagram and my YouTube channel and subscribe and share. Thank you. See you tomorrow.